Module 5, Masonry Construction. Masonry has a rich history. Through the mid-1800s, we'll see this as a primary building material. And then in the late 1800s, new product developed, which ended most or the dominance of masonry. Now in the 20th century, we see it being used for steel reinforced masonry. High strength mortars are developed. There are high strength masonry units as well. And there are variety of sizes, colors, textures, and coatings. What are the primary uses? So we have initially concrete masonry units or CMU, which is used for foundation walls, structural support walls, for low rise, and backup walls for exterior facing. So you have here examples of decorative walls, some low structures. It can also be used, or it is used as a low rise wall structural system. So it's a load bearing wall with the introduction of reinforcement. So this is reinforced CMU walls. This is as a backup wall where you will be attaching different facade or veneer for the exterior. Wall units, primary uses. Bricks are very decorative. You can see here brick and decorative CMU combined. If you're very creative, you can see here it being used as a masonry mosaic. Really beautiful, right? Now, there are different grades of bricks. One would be the SW for severe weather, which is what we have here in Ontario, moderate weather, and negligible weather. See, weather is very important. Otherwise, if you don't apply the right brick grade, you will have something like this. So there are FBX, FBS, and FBA. So face brick extra. Okay, so selected for durability and high degree of uniformity. FBS or brick standard. Face brick selected for durability and uniformity in size and shape. And then you have your face brick aesthetic. Okay, face brick selected for durability and with no uniformity in size, shape, or color, giving you that added texture, or because of the no uniformity, there's a aesthetic quality derived from that. Mortar, which is what you use to connect the bricks, right, can be joint color that blends, right, or it can accentuate with the brick color. Joint color contrasts with brick color, so that's contrasting. Now, Frank Lloyd Wright, one of my favorite architect, created his own brick. Look at the length of this to accentuate the horizontality of the building. He likes the building to be connected to the ground, the parallel of the ground or the earth. Now, if you didn't notice, look at the mortar. To really accentuate the horizontality, the mortar here is colored so that it is in the same shade as the brick. And then contrast is used for the horizontal layer of the mortar to accentuate again the horizontality. So if you look at the brickwork here, right, it looks like those are straight, long lines of bricks. So mortar function provides for full bearing, seals between the masonry unit, also adheres, bonds the masonry unit, so they're connected, and for aesthetic purposes. So there are high strength, medium strength, and medium low for interior purposes. What are the ingredients of mortar? Portland cement, hydrated lime, sand, water, and optional admixture. You'll use admixture for maybe as a water reducer, so increase the strength and workability of the mortar. As an air entrainment, increase the resistance to freeze-thaw cycle. Set accelerator, enhance early strength gain. Set retardant, workability retention for the mortar. Waterproofing or water repellent, increase weather resistance. These are example, not necessarily an endorsement of any of the products. Mortar can be prepackaged, right? You just mix with water. There are color ranges. They're tested, okay? There are different curing and shelf life. They are fire resistant. They could vary in size and durability. How do we make bricks? So we have the soft mud process. That's the oldest. You have your moist clay pressed into a mold, normally handmade, could also be machine made. There's a dry press, drying clay machine press into steel molds. And then there's the stiff mud process where it is extruded and then cut. Then you fire the brick to gain more strength. So there's the periodic kiln loaded with bricks, fired, cooled, and unloaded. And then there's a tunnel where it passes through a continuous conveyor through that long kiln. Okay? There are different compositions of clay, temperature, and chemistry of the kiln fire. Sizes and shape. There's no standard size. As you saw with Frank Lloyd Wright, he can create his own. But of course, there are normal coursing. 3 bricks equals 8 inches. So there will be standard as well, definitely. There are larger sizes, custom shape, and colors, as you can see here. So you can customize that, different sizes and shapes. Considering in choosing bricks, so there'll be the molding process, the color, the size, the grade, and the type. Finishes. So there'll be extruded wire cut, extruded smooth. So that look at the texture, okay? Wood mold, so using wood mold, or extruded rake. Strength depends on the strength of the masonry unit, strength of the mortar. So different brickwork terminology. So we have here the head. This is one course. That's the bed joint. Okay. Coarse horizontal layer of brick. So that's the one course. Okay. Row lock. When you place brick this way. Stretcher. So it stretches. And then the soldier in between. Bonds. There are structural bonds. And then cavity veneer wall where you have the running bond and stalker bond. Okay, so layout and leads and lines to construct a CMU wall. Now there are stationary scaffolding. So to go higher, you need to maybe place the planks lower, okay, or higher so you can stack this up, or it could be adjustable scaffolding. Mortar properties, workability, right? You need to be able to work with the mortar so that you can paste it, okay? Water retention is important. So it resists rapid evaporation so that it doesn't create cracking, especially for the freeze and tow as well. So it doesn't create a shrinkage of mortar at the joint. Okay, the bond strength, see, that's very important. Degree of adherence between the mortar and the masonry unit. See, even in with brick, right? It will expand. These are the direction of expansion, causing some cracks, aside from maybe the earth moving. Okay, so that's why you might need to add expansion and control joints to relieve the stress, causing the brick and the mortar to crack. So these are the different mortar joints: weathered, concave, V, flash, raked, stripped, and struck. And these are the tools that they use to create those mortar joints. Okay, so here is a picture of some masons and applying using the tool to create the mortar joint. So concave, closer look, V, raked, flush. Okay, so this is a cleaning to remove excess mortar. Now, for openings, you would apply lintels so that you can go over an opening like a window or a door. So you can use lintels or arches. These are examples of lintels. Just look at your residence. Normally you would see this. So that will hold the brick on top. And once they set, that they will be continuous and will be really strong. It could be an arch lintel, a little bit decorative. Here is a precast concrete on steel lintel. Okay, arches, of course. If you remember our history class where we built arches, they're quite strong. Okay. So you see arches like this enable the brick and the wall brick above be carried. Okay. There'll be stone lintel as well, where there are no need for steel support. It's like a post and lintel construction. Okay. So that's it for the first part of this lecture.